Welcome on this presentation about ADAPT Synchronization Connector for OW2COM. First, I would like to talk about identity management. Identity management is what we need to manage our accounts inside our information system. So it's very simple. It relies on identity lifecycle. It means you need to take care how you create an account inside your system, how you update this account, and how you delete it. This need to set up some processes and to have some tools in order to manage these identities. It means you want to be able to quickly create an account for a new coworker. So you ask him some information and you put this information inside the system. And depending on this information, your coworker will access to some application or will be able to do some things inside your information system. Of course, the last step is very important. It means when your coworker is leaving your company or organization, you need to be sure that his account is revoked and his accesses are also deleted. Now, ADAPT Synchronization Connector is a free software, of course. Is written in Java under BSD license, and is part of OW2 community since last year. You may have already heard about Fusion IAM, which is a collection of tools about identity and access management. So it includes Fusion Directory, it includes ADAPT Toolbox, it includes Lemon ADAPT NG, and it also includes LSC. And all these projects are now part of OW2 community. So with all these projects, you have a full identity and access management solution. The main features of ADAPT Synchronization Connector are the data synchronization between identity rows. It means that this tool is designed to be able to copy your accounts on groups between your identity base. Mostly these warehouses are ADAPT directories and SQL databases. We have inside LSC some special function for Active Directory because Active Directory is not really a standard ADAPT directory, but with LSC you can automatically create and delete accounts inside Active Directory. LSC also have a powerful plugin engine. And we have a special plugin inside LSC which is called Executable. This plugin can run script to update and delete data inside an application, for example. There is a scripting engine. We will see an example later. And one of the last points is the dry run mode. It's very important. It means you can run your connector, but in a read-only mode. So you will see what would have done the connector before writing your modification. The last point is to say that LSC can be planned. It means you can run it as a cron job. And we also have some real-time synchronization. For the moment, only with OpenLDAP as a source directory. LSC will be able to intercept every event of modification inside OpenLDAP and forward this modification to any destination database. Some examples. We use often LSC with human resources databases because we know that all movement of identities are often made inside the human resources database. So we can, with LSC, detect that a new person joins the company, and we can automatically create its account inside the enterprise LDAP directory. Some technical stuff between OpenLDAP and Active Directory. We can synchronize all objects between these two referentials. We can also transform dynamic groups into static groups. We can also, thanks to the executable plugin, talk with external web services, include Cloud API. So LSC can be used for very different usage. How it works. So this is mainly a command line tool which uses some XML files to configure it. The main configuration file is lsc.xml. You will set your connections inside it and define your tasks, because in one file you can configure several different tasks. For example, one task for user synchronization and one task for group synchronization. And inside this task you will define your synchronization rules. It means you can have a simple rules which say I take the value from source and copy it directly to destination, or you can do some transformation, like set the value in uppercase or concatenate the value with another value, etc. You have the standard log configuration with the logback, and for databases we use iBatis, which is a Java software, which also use some XML files to configure it. For the synchronization, we have this process. So LSC will first read all entries from the source, and it will take one attribute, which is the pivot. This attribute will be used to map the source entry with the destination entry. It means you have a value, mostly we have the user identifier, for example. We will compare the user identifier in source with the user identifier in destination. If they match, it means that there is an entry for the user in destination. If LSC cannot find any entry in destination with the pivot value, it means the entry is not yet created, and LSC will create the entry. So LSC read all entries, read attributes, and will then compare all values, calculate modification, and at the end it will apply all these modifications. Of course, it will only write in destination the needed differences between source and destination. So if you run several times the connector will not write anything if there are no modification inside the source. The second phase is the clean phase, is how you will delete your entry in destination. For this, the first thing that the connector is doing is to list all entries from destination, and for each entry it will search into source to get the corresponding entry thanks to the pivot value. It means if the user is no more in source, LSC will say that this user must be deleted inside destination. What we can see in sync phase and clean phase is that the source is always a read-only database, and all modifications are always done in destination. And to conclude, a small sample of the configuration. It's an advanced usage with some scripting. Here we see that to calculate the member values in destination, we use some script to get all values from the member UID in source, and we'll recreate the correct values in destination. If you want more information, of course, you have some links here about the documentation, some tutorials, and of course all information on OW2 project page and also source code on GitHub and OW2 GitLab.